Welcome to another edition of The Word on Woodward. I'm Daniela Bruce alongside Art Regner, and joining us today at the beautiful Comerica Park is Tigers pitcher Will Vest. Will, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Last time we talked to you, it was before the season started, and we were at a hockey game, so a lot has happened for you since then.
Yeah, we're a little past the third of the way through the season, so lots kind of happened. But thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate your time, and when we interviewed you on like Tiger Day at the Red Wing game, and you said that you actually skated, which I remember. I kept looking at you, and I kept thinking, boy, he looks like somebody I know. He reminds me of somebody, and it just came to me.
Okay.
And I'm probably dating myself, and no one's going to know who this is, but Chris Robinson, the lead singer of the band. Black Crows? Yes, thank you. Mark knows. The Black Crows. It's from here up. It's from here up. He married Kate Hudson, so they have a kid together or something.
Right,
But yeah,
good
she
player
talks
comp
to
there?
Angels is probably in Shake Your Moneymaker or whatever. Those are the kind of the hits. You actually look a lot like him. He has darker hair.
Okay.
But
So Chris Robinson?
Yeah, Chris Robinson.
We'll be looking him up on the Google machine after
I
this.
wanted to say County Crows, and I knew that was wrong. It's Black Crows, yes.
All right.
Yeah, I have no idea either, so I will also be Googling.
Fans out there, look. Mark's going to get a big, extreme close-up so we can all see it.
Is he a singer, too?
He's a singer. He's the front man of the band.
I'm not a singer.
He is the guy.
Actually, wait. I was going to wait to get into this,
Uh-oh.
but now that you said you're not a singer, wait a second.
That's why I did this.
Yeah.
So there was method to my madness.
You were the 2018 Carnival Cruise lip syncing.
See? Lip sync.
But you
so I
were
wasn't
quite
singing.
you're quite the entertainer, though.
Yeah, so like if I was able to be up there lip syncing, I would knock it out of the park.
Well,
but there's a reason why I wasn't singing.
You've got two songs now by the Black Crows that you can lip sync to.
No,
because you look just like the lead singer.
All right. Well, that might be my new favorite band. I'll have to look them up.
You got to tell us though about this lip syncing thing. How did this come? Like, so you were just on a cruise and there was a lip syncing challenge and you won. How did this work?
Yeah, I'm very competitive in anything that I do. So yeah, I'd tell the story. Me and my wife, we went on a cruise. We were dating at the time, and we couldn't be any more opposite whenever we go to vacations. She's the one that wants to just lay there, chill, and do nothing. I want to do anything and everything. So cruises are my perfect vacation because from 8 a.m. to midnight, there are activities all day long. And they give you a sheet of what's going on all day long. So I was going, every day I'd wake up and I'd highlight everything I wanted to do. And lip sync was on there. And I was like, heck yeah, it's a competition. I'm going to do it. So I went in and ended up winning it.
So we can check all this out on his Instagram. All the videos are
there.
there.
They're
Which
there.
one was the first song what's the first song that you sang?
Well, so it was like
tricky.
there was like a lot of like different competitions that you had to do. Like there was a lot of weeding out to do. So like you had to make like the first cut. I think there was, I don't know, like 8 guys that we were just like on the boat deck, like knocking this out, and then like they would vote each round, and so they would play a bunch of different songs. And then once they just weeded it down to one guy and one girl, and so it was me versus her, and it was like a whole week long thing. So I did like a bunch of different songs. I think I did Annie, Are You Okay by Michael Jackson. I don't know if that's the name of the song, but like that's the chorus. Backstreet's Back, Yeah by Usher.
I saw It's Tricky on there too.
Yeah, that was on there.
Yeah,
I played That Funky Music, White Boy, like all that. Yeah, so there was some good songs in it.
Well, it sounds like, and you still got married. This woman actually married you. So
You're expecting a baby, aren't you?
That we
they're
we've
expecting
learned.
a baby.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that. No, really, seriously. But so who votes? Is it by applause?
The fans. Yeah. The fans do.
So people did they know that you were a baseball player?
No, I don't think so. I kind of kept that on the down low.
Okay.
But yeah, so there was actually, like before the grand finale, there was like another little competition that we did, like the first like lip sync, whatever, and she actually beat me. And I didn't take that well, so I literally went I went back to my room, started like rehearsing. I was like, I got to get this right.
Hilarious.
We actually met, like we're still in contact with them today, like a family that was actually, they lived pretty close to where I'm from. And they had a daughter who was in dance, and so we were like at the bar, and she was just like showing me all these like dance moves that I could do. So in the finale, the dance moves that I was breaking out was from her. Like she was giving me all the lowdowns.
So your choreographer,
Yes.
How old old was she?
She's in high school now. She may have been like, I think she was like in middle school at the time.
12
yeah,
or 13.
She was young.
So your
yeah,
12-year-old is your choreographer.
Yeah, she was giving me the moves.
Did you share the the spoils of your victory with her at all, or?
Yeah, they all came. They were like my fan club, if you will. They all came on stage and like took a
Love
picture
it.
with me and everything. But yeah, we basically hung out with that family like the whole trip. So it was fun.
All right, so you have some success on the lip syncing front. You've also found some success on the mound this year too, which has been awesome for us to watch. Just talk about the journey. I know you've told the story of how you found out that you made the Tigers roster after what you would call a poor performance in spring training.
Yeah, it
but so
wasn't too
from
great.
that moment on, it seemed to go very well for you.
Yeah, it's actually funny that you bring that up because that came full circle the other day. What started that downward spiral of that horrific outing in spring training was actually Chapman with the Blue Jays. And I faced him the other day, and I ended up striking him out. And Fett came up to me after, and he was like, I just got to know, did it ever like come through your head whenever you were facing Chapman, like, oh man, like last time I faced him, like I had a really bad outing, but then you ended up finding out you made the team, and I was like, yeah, actually it did. Like I was like, I got to get him out right here. So it all came full circle. But yeah, it's the thing that the way that I describe to everybody is, I know it's cliche, but it's probably the best way, is just a roller coaster of everyone's career is kind of a roller coaster, I would say, except for, a few guys. But, it's been fun along the way, the ups and the downs, and you learn from the downs, and that's just kind of how it is.
I think we've learned because of your competitive nature, and I do expect you in between double headers to lip sync on the Tiger dugout or something in
You
between
should
games.
get up there. Seventh inning stretch.
So I am a bad singer and I know it, but I love to sing, and I've already worn out the guys in the bullpen. Like they're just like, they're tired of it because like I'll just be out there just randomly busting out into a song, and sometimes I say like it's a rally song. And the first time I did it, we actually scored a bunch of runs and helped us win. So
do you remember the song?
That song was "Rich Girl" by Hall & Oates. That's
the
perfect rally
oldie.
song. Oh, it's a perfect rally song. So
Okay.
Really?
Whatever
love
works.
that one. Yeah.
Well, I never thought of "Rich Girl" as a rally song.
That one started in college. We started listening to that one. We won like 10 games in a row. So.
But I wanted to ask you. You talked about perseverance, and the Tigers have been really successful in the Rule 5 draft with Victor Reyes as a Rule 5 guy, Akil Baddoo as a Rule 5 guy. You were the opposite end. You were a Rule 5 guy that Seattle took, and you were returned to the Tigers. That perseverance, that competitive spirit, I mean, that is the ultimate roller coaster, I would imagine. How do you stay? Is it just the belief system you have in yourself, or do you just find the nearest lip-syncing karaoke bar and drown your sorrows in song?
Yeah, I mean, another cliche thing is this game, it's a game of failure, and there's a lot of it. And I would say, like, I was actually talking to one of the guys about this the other day, of like the year that I had in 2019, and it was, I mean, I hit every level and went down to every level. I went all the way up to AAA and ended the year in AAA technically, but went down to high A from AAA. And you never want to do that.
Right.
But I was telling him like that was the best thing for my career because I learned how to deal with that. And so after going through what I went through in 2019, yeah, last year sucked, and you never want that to happen. You obviously want it to pan out, and it's a little bit tougher being a Rule 5 because you have no room for error. It's not as easy as just being sent down to AAA to let you figure something out. It's like, hey, you got to go up in the big leagues. You got to figure out a way to make it stick for a whole year. And there's a lot of learning curves that you got to do your first time up at this level. But just being able to learn everything that I did in 2019 and how to cope with that and how to bounce back from that, that's what I took into this offseason. And I never had any negative thoughts. I told my whole family, I told my wife going into this year, I was like, I'm going to be back in the big leagues at some point. And it was a lot sooner than we anticipated being on the opening day roster. But just having that confidence, I think, helped me out a lot going through spring training and through the beginning of this year.
And how much has Chris Fetter impacted your career? Because we talk to a lot of Tigers pitchers, and we hear nothing but great things about him, and everybody's experience seems to be a little bit different with him.
Yeah.
So what has your experience been with Chris Fetter?
It's been great. I think he does a very good job of knowing the bounds to push. He's not the guy that's going to overwhelm you with things. He'll just kind of give you a tidbit here or there that makes a huge impact. So he's very small in his approach and things, but it's the right thing at the right time, if that makes sense. So like through spring training, working with him and Juan was awesome to get me back on track to the pitcher that I know I could be. Last year I had a big regression in who I was. I wasn't the same pitcher that I am this year, and they knew that, and they kind of knew the things to help me get back to that, and we've just kind of been building off of that this whole year.
You know, when I look at the stats, and your strikeout ratio to innings pitched is almost, you're averaging like a strikeout an inning, so to speak. It's real close, even during your career. What I'm curious about is what makes a good strikeout pitcher, because to me that would be, I think, the ultimate battle between pitcher and hitter is striking a guy out.
Yeah.
And you have to throw at least 3 pitches to him. I mean, is that a real internal? Do you thrive on something like that? Is that where you're a competitor, as we know?
Obviously, like it's just like hitters love hitting home runs. We love our strikeouts. That's the best thing we can do. But I would say, honestly, going kind of back to referencing hitters too, it's like sometimes whenever you're trying to hit a home run, it doesn't necessarily work out. It's like more of like, hey, try to hit a line drive and the home runs will come. Kind of the same thing pitching. It's like I don't actively think about trying to strike somebody out unless it's a situation where, you know, bases loaded or a guy on third, and it's like, hey, like I'm going to nitpick a little bit to err on the caution side and just try to get a strikeout here. But majority of the time, I'm not thinking about that. I'm just literally trying to execute what the catcher's throwing down, and just trying to, my biggest game plan is just trying to get to 2 strikes as best as I can.
Have you surprised yourself? I mean, that the strikeout pitch is working for you?
Not necessarily. I think having that game plan of just putting them on the defense. You know, last year I think that's something that I didn't do a great job of. Is I tried to be too fine from pitch 1. Now I'm just like, hey, pitch into the zone so you can pitch out of the zone later in the at bat. And so that's kind of my philosophy of just like, I'm trying to get to 2 strikes as quickly as possible. Like if I can get to 2 strikes and 2 pitches, then I would say my odds of getting that strikeout are going to be a lot higher.
The Tigers' starting pitching bullpen has suffered a ton of different injuries this year, and it's been tough for fans to watch, but you guys, very resilient. The bullpen has been awesome. Can you talk about the mindset that kind of comes into play when it is that next man up mentality and you don't know when you're going to be pitching next and guys are kind of going down?
Yeah, that's the unfortunate, tough part of this game. You never want to see, you know, your counterparts get hurt. Right. But it's part of the game, especially with the last couple of years of just not having normalcy with, you know, COVID, having a shortened spring training. You knew it was going to be a reality. And so that's kind of been in the back of our minds. And it is always down in the bullpen. You know, we've had a lot of guys Willie Peralta, I feel like he's leading the league and having to come in for an injury. But it's never like, oh man, here we go again. It's always, hey, strap it on. We got to pick the team up and finish this game for them. So that's kind of the attitude that we've had.
You know, even though the Tigers have had trials and tribulations this year, and you know, and hopefully, you know, as it warms up, the offense will start to pick up a little bit. And I know guys are really frustrated. Yet, if you look at it, 6.5 games or something out of the wild card spot with the format. What do you think the mindset seems to be strong. I know there's frustration. What will it take for the fellas to pull it out?
Yeah, you know, I think this is the kind of the best way to describe it is like all through college, through minor leagues, I've been on, you know, a few losing teams, and you feel that whenever you show up to the ballpark. Every day, the vibes in the clubhouse are, we think we're going to win today, which is awesome. We never feel like we're out of it or that we've like cashed in the season or anything like that. You walk in there and it's you would not be able to tell if we're 50-10 right now or what our personal record is right now. So I think we've done a really good job of just keeping the attitude up, keeping the energy and, you know, emotion into the game. And if you keep that attitude, it's a very long season. I truly believe things are going to turn around. And if you look at that roster and look in the clubhouse, we've got some good guys in there and some big names who, and I think AJ even said it the other day, guys with track records who have done well. You know, obviously right now we're not really putting it together the best that we want, but I have full trust in our whole team that we're going to be able to turn this around.
Thank you so much, Will, for taking the time to join us.
Best of luck, and congratulations on the birth of your son.
Yeah,
Great.
Congratulations. Yeah. That'll be exciting. And thank all of you for tuning in to another edition of The Word on Woodward. We'll see you next time.